Viaducts. Russ Lacade coming up with your forecast for the day ahead and your long weekend details as well. And Thor's got your traffic issues coming up in just a couple of minutes. First, tens of thousands of commuters use them every single day to get in and out of downtown Vancouver. But if the city has its way, the Georgia and Dunsmuir Viaducts could be reduced to rubble in a matter of years. A $200 million plan has been released by the city, which recommends tearing down both of the busy roadways which are in need of seismic upgrades. It would pave the way for more condo towers and a new 5-hectare park along False Creek. Traffic would be rerouted with an expanded Pacific Boulevard and a ramp that connects Georgia Street to the waterfront. Other neighboring streets would accommodate increased traffic. There won't be any more public input, and the proposal will go before council later this month.
It's important to realize that, right now only 6% of the trips going into the downtown are vehicles using the viaducts. The other 94% are a whole variety of other means. People walking, cycling, taking transit, and all the other road connections in and out of the downtown. So this better meets the needs of commuter traffic getting in and out of the downtown. It also provides us with a number of other opportunities.
Give our final opinion, but we made it very clear to city staff back in the summer that we'll only be able to support a plan that remediates the damage that the viaducts have caused over the past few decades to our neighborhood, dissecting our neighborhood, bringing truck and commuter traffic through a residential area, causing safety and health issues. If we're rethinking this area, then top of the list should be the remediation of that damage.
The mayor of New Westminster thinks it's time for all new crossings in our region to have suicide barriers put in place. On Monday, the Patella Bridge was closed for the entire morning rush hour while police responded to a distraught person. The incident resulted in the death of that individual, and the Independent Investigations Office has been called in to take over the case. New Westminster's mayor wants a new policy put in place when it comes to suicide barriers.
There should be a policy that all new crossings have full protective gear on structures on them to prevent this from happening. I think with an older bridge like the Patella Bridge, which we know is going to be replaced in the short term, I don't think it would make sense to make that type of an investment. Having said that, I certainly want to be making sure that the new Patella Bridge is a lot more protected than the existing one.
Highway 1 was shut down in both directions for almost 3 hours yesterday in Burnaby. The entire stretch was blocked to traffic between Willingdon and Kensington because of a police incident on the Willingdon overpass. Huge traffic backups reported right across the region as drivers tried to find alternate routes. Highway 1 reopened just in time for the evening rush hour. BC Premier Christy Clark is dismissing calls for a public inquiry into the death of an 18-year-old in government care. Alex Gervais fell from a hotel window in Abbotsford last month. The Ministry of Children and Family Development says it's reviewing this incident, and the opposition has been calling for the minister's resignation. The Gervais family has written an open letter asking for an independent inquiry. The Premier insists a government review will look into everything that happened and says a public inquiry will not take place. Well, despite this season's flu shot offering a lower than ideal level of protection, health officials are still recommending it. This year's flu shot is expected to be about 30 to 50% effective, which is an improvement from last year's vaccine. The vaccine is designed to protect against the H3N2 strain, predicted to be the most common influenza virus in our province this year. It also contains the H1N1 and an influenza B component, so if either of those are circulating, it'll offer protection. The shot is especially recommended for children, older people, and those with chronic health issues. Unions are rallying in opposition to the Trans-Pacific Partnership deal. They say the deal is a job killer and it shouldn't be signed during a federal election. Union economists estimate there will be 20,000 jobs lost from Canada's auto manufacturing sector if this deal is enforced, and they say it could have a wide-ranging impact on many other sectors.
This is going to put an arrow right into the heart of the Canadian economy. We're worried that there's going to be at least 20,000 good-paying family jobs that are going to be lost out of this. We're worried about higher prescription drug costs, and we're worried about corporate secret tribunals that are going to have even more power to challenge our laws.
The Conservative Party Stockwell Day and James Moore say the agreement will give Canada access to 800 million more potential customers, and they're criticizing NDP leader Tom Mulcair for opposing the deal.
He's absolutely opposed to these new markets opening up. We've got about over 50 new trade agreements now under this government, and the NDP has opposed every single one of them. That means if their positions were in power in place right now, huge job losses.
Green leader Elizabeth May says a tougher stance needs to be taken to defend BC's coastline and wildlife. She made a stop in Vancouver yesterday to delve further into concerns over what she calls risky pipelines and tanker schemes.
We must get past the flawed notion that in order to have a healthy economy, we have to be prepared to kiss our future goodbye. We do not accept that notion. We fundamentally reject it, and we are embracing the 21st century economy.
$25 million. That's what that massive windstorm cost our region back in August, when power was knocked out to hundreds of thousands of customers right across the south coast for several days. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says that includes the cost of toppled trees, power lines, and even lost business. The city of Vancouver estimates about 500 trees were destroyed when they fell onto homes and cars in the area. Experts say this highlights the need for emergency preparedness right across the province.